All right, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. Welcome to the ARIA Member Services webinar. Today we have our special guest, but before I introduce our special guest, just want to encourage all our members to utilize aria.org, click on to benefits, and all the amazing benefits that you have as a member that will help you save money, make money, and then ultimately utilize the benefits that we offer. So with that said, we do have our special guest today from Compstak. Just a friendly reminder, as an ARIA member, that you get over 300 free credits, which equal to 10 free comps unlocks. This is a great benefit for real estate practitioners out there in this market to utilize these amazing benefits. And with that, we have our speaker today, Mr. Hayden Ashwell with Compstak. He is an account manager for strategic accounts. Thank you so much for being here, Hayden. The floor is yours.
Thank you for the introduction, Brian. So like you said, my name is Hayden Ashwell. I am an account manager for Compstak Exchange. Compstak Exchange is the platform through Compstak that is available to brokers, appraisers, and researchers. And the reason it's called Exchange is because rather than other services, which are paid services, we are completely free. To get access to our comps, you send us comps in turn, and hence the name Exchange. I'm going to go ahead and show my screen so you can all see what this looks like. I think it's loading. There we go. So this is Compstak, and you'll see a couple things when you log in the first time. Notably that it is set to whatever market you are currently in. You have access to all of our markets nationally, but you can only view one market at a time. So for this demo, I'll be showing New York City. I know a lot of you are located throughout the country. If I want to change the market from New York City, let's say I work in Los Angeles, I would go here to the top left, I would click the market. I can either scroll down to California and select Los Angeles from there, or I can search Los Angeles. And that'll take me across the country to Los Angeles. And in a minute, it'll populate with all the blue dots that represent the buildings where we have comps. This is how I would move around. So you actually only have the ability to view one market at a time, but you do have access to national data. So you just got to change the market to find whatever comps you're looking for in that market. So again, for the purposes of this demo, I will go back to New York City. And a couple things I notice when I'm in New York City are, one, on the top right, 60.4 thousand leases located in the market. And what that means is we have 60.4 thousand leases across all product types, across all time within New York City. Each building where we have at least one or more comp is represented by a blue dot on the map here. And so you'll see that our coverage is very good throughout the city. Obviously 60,000 leases is too large of a data set to effectively work with. So how do we narrow that down to what we're looking for? I'll be looking through office products today. I know that many of you work with different product types. The search will be the same, and the parameters will be the same for those searches, whether you're working with retail, industrial, something more specific like medical office. But just to give you a feel for how the platform works, I'll be searching through office products. So we have a few filters on the left that are geographic filters. And this is where we'll get started. I can do a radius filter, straightforward. If I want to go a radius of a certain landmark, I can expand or contract. I have a polygon filter, and this is a more customizable shape. If I want to add additional points along the polygon, I would just click along the line here, and that would add another point, and I can drag that down. This is effective if you want to go across a certain highway corridor or neighborhood, whatever have you. And then we have submarkets. And submarkets breaks the market down into its constituent submarkets. It may be similar, maybe a little different than other platforms that you may be using. But the gist is I can select a few markets. So here I'll select Murray Hill, Times Square South, Grand Central, and Times Square. Let's do that. So I have these 4 submarkets here. And you'll notice that the total amount of leases has decreased from 60.4 thousand to just over 13,000 leases. So every time I get a little more specific, the blue button on the top right will give you the amount of leases that are available within the parameters you've chosen. So let's drill down a little more. On the left, you'll see more filters. And when I click more filters, it gives me the opportunity to search by really any characteristic of the lease. So for example, like I said, I'm going to search for office. I'll go to space type and I'll narrow it down to office. There we go. Just over 11,500 office leases within New York City. I'm sorry, not within New York City, within these 4 submarkets. But I want to do something that's a little more specific. Let's say I'm looking for something between 10 and 20,000 square feet. Great, just under 2,000 leases. So I've been able to narrow it down there. Something that our comps have that really separates us from the rest of the pack is we always have precise starting rent and we have execution and expiration dates. So you always know when the lease started, when it ended, and how much the starting rent was. So I want something recent. The market's changing a lot. It's changed a lot in the past year. I want to filter by execution date. So you'll see we have these presets at the bottom. I can either do 6 months, a year, or 2 years, or I can put in a custom range. Let's say I want to look at something from a specific time period a few years ago, I can do that. But for the purpose of showing you, let's just see what has transacted in the past year. So I click a year, you'll see great. 63 office transactions in these 4 submarkets, 10 to 20,000 square feet in the past year.
Got it. Okay.
You can narrow it down from there based upon tenant industry, based upon expiration date as a prospecting tool. But I'm going to show you what these leases actually look like. So when Brian is saying you get 300 credits and that allows you to access about 10 leases, what does that mean? So to see the leases in a list form, I'm going to go to the top right and I'm going to click refine 63 leases. That'll bring me to this page. And this page is exactly the exact comps that have shown up in those search parameters. A couple things to note here. The information is very high level. To access the granular information of the comp, you need to unlock it, and that takes credits. So you'll see that some comps are 30 credits, some comps are 25 credits. The differing amount indicates the differing amount of detail in those comps. So let's look at 529 Fifth Avenue. You'll see a couple things. Very detailed comp. It gives me a transaction quarter. It gives me a square footage range. And then I have these padlocks here and some dashes. So for example, a padlock means that information is available when you unlock the comp in its granularity. And a dash means that is information that was not included in the comp. All our information is crowdsourced and is thoroughly verified before it's published to the platform. But we are sometimes additional information, for example, the suite number is not included. So a dash means that information is not included, and a lock means that information is available when you unlock the comp. So let's go ahead and unlock this comp. Let's say 529 Fifth Avenue is a comp I want. I click unlock. You'll see a 30 credit deduction from my credit bank. And now I have access to all the granular information of the comp. So I have the exact square footage rather than a range. I have the transaction quarter, but if I scroll down here, you'll see that I have the commencement date, the lease term, and the expiration date. I have the starting rent, $63 per square foot annually. I have the lease type. I have the rent schedule. I have all the detailed information about this comp. So this is a very fleshed out comp. And you'll see that on the top left here, 9 Compstak users have verified this lease data. What that means is 9 individual brokers or appraisers in the market have submitted this information to us. And the reason we crowdsource from multiple sources is because that enables us to verify the existing information we have in the database. So let's say that 8 of these, hypothetically, 8 of these submissions were exactly the same, but the 9th one was a little bit different. What our data team will do, it will manually check those comps to make sure that the information reflected on our platform is accurate as to how the transaction unfolded. So moving onward, also on average, we have each comp 3 times on the platform. So the average amount of submissions per comp is 3. Again, just another verification tool. So moving on, let's say that I want to export this comp. I want to use this comp in a report. What I can do is I can click export, and it gives me 2 options. Excel, which is straightforward, it submits the information or it exports the information in a spreadsheet, or a PDF. And the PDF is a little more customizable, a little more clean cut. You have a little map at the top left here. I can put my logo for my firm. If your logo is not included, let us know, we'll add it. I can say who it's prepared for. It gives me some high level information on the cover page here. And as I scroll down, it gives me the more granular information about the comp. So all the information is here. I can export that, it'll download, and then I can use it as a PDF. So going back to the search, let's say that these 4 submarkets, office space between 10 and 20,000 square feet that have executed in the past year, that's something I want to continue to take a look at. And instead of rerunning that search time and time again to find new information, because we get about 60,000 submissions per month, what I can do here is I can click Save Search. I can name the search just briefly, Manhattan office, 10 to 20,000 square feet, and I can enable email updates. And what that does is it will send me an email every time a new comp is added within those parameters I've chosen. So I go ahead and save. Now I'll get notification every time there's a new building that might be what I'm looking for. So that's a lot of the functionality of how to actually search and unlock leases. But what happens once you've unlocked leases? Where do they go? So we have my Compstak. And when I click my Compstak, I have an option to go to Save Searches, and I can edit the Save Searches I just showed you, or I can go to My Comps. And what My Comps does is it brings you to all the comps in the market that I've unlocked and submitted. So you'll see, once I've unlocked a comp, it is mine in perpetuity. I never have to unlock it again. If additional information is added, it'll populate within the comp. And it's really clean cut here, in addition to the comps that you will be submitting to get credits. So a lot of people actually use us as an internal database alone. Also, I apologize for the background noise. So yeah, again, these are all the comps I've unlocked in the market and all the comps I've submitted to this market. That being said, if I want to see comps I've unlocked and submitted in a different market, I'll have to toggle the market setting up on the left as I showed you before. Okay, so now we know that certain comps take certain amounts of credits to unlock. What does it mean to actually submit a comp? So luckily we've made submitting a comp very, very easy. To find out how to do that, I go to the top right here, get credits. And all I have to do is upload files and get credits. I click upload files, that'll bring me to my documents, and I can submit whatever comp I have in whatever form I have. On the bottom right here, you'll see no data entry is required. So we'll take comps in any format that you have them. Excel, photo, PDF, Word document. I've had people send in photos of notes they've written down on a napkin. We've been able to process that, and the information was accurate, and now it's clean in the database. You can manually enter if you choose to do so, but it's never required. An additional way to submit comps, if you're on the go and want to just shoot it from your phone, is sending an email to comps@compstak.com. That goes directly to our data team. They will submit it for you. The credits will go to your account. Another important thing to note, all our uploads are anonymous. We never share who shares information with us. That is only for us to see. We do not enable anybody else on our platform to know who submitted information. We want to make it as private as possible and as easy as possible to submit information. And our hope is that through that, you'll submit as much information as you can, get a huge bank of credits that you can use to unlock as much data as you need. So what data to include? We have required information, and then we have premium information. Required information is information on the left, and you can know that every comp that is published on our platform will have this information. It'll have the address, it'll have the tenant name, space type, transaction, starting rent, execution date, and the lease term and expiration date. This is information that is always accurate. We never include the asking rent. We always include the starting rent. You can know exactly where the market is. Premium fields are additional information that you'll receive additional credits for when you include it. Furthermore, it'll take additional credits to unlock comps that have premium information within them. So TI value, free rent, transaction type, this is what's considered premium information. So I've told you a lot about credits, required versus premium information. So what does that mean? When I submit a comp, how do I get a sense of how many credits I'll receive that I can then use to unlock more comps? That is explained down here. So if you submit a comp that has all of the required information and it transacted within the past 12 months, that'll get you 25 credits. If it has all the required information transacted within the past 12 months and contains at least 2 premium fields, that'll get you 30 credits. And then if it is over 1 year old, you will get 5 credits as long as all the required information is included. The one catch here, if a comp already appears on Compstak, you earn 1 credit for submitting it. The reason we do that is to incentivize you to submit information as quickly as possible. We want the most recent information on our platform so that we have the most recent information to offer our users. So submit things as quickly as you can. And you can always submit information that comes across your desk. That helps us too. So like I said, 30 credits, 25 credits, and 5 credits. If that is how many you receive based on the comps you submit. And then in turn, comps that have all the required fields, premium fields, and within a year old will take 30 credits, just like the comps that have this information will take 25, and more historical comps will take 5. So we try to keep it roughly 1 for 1. 1 for 1 meaning if you submit a comp, you'll get access to a comp of equal recency and detail. So that is the gist of how the platform works. There are a few additional items to show you. So in some major markets, we have a dashboard. So when I click dashboard, I get these market insights. And so you'll see I have a heat market rent heat map throughout Manhattan, starting rents over time, where leases are expiring by submarket, by property type, and then where these tenants are actually located in the market. And if I want to filter this information down, I can search on the left, just like I was doing before with the comps. In addition to lease comps, we have sales comps. I won't run through that. It works exactly the same as it does with sales comps. But as far as it goes, that is how Compstak works. I believe we have time for questions. So any questions you have, feel free to ask me.
All right, Hayden, thank you so much for that valuable information and great examples. Again, for those of you that are on this call live, if you do have any questions, please feel free to use the chat box, or you can direct message me or Jazz to get our attention to put questions also on the chat box. So I want to give a few seconds for that opportunity.
And if you have questions that come up at a later date, please just email me. I think my email is included in the invite, it may be, but I'm more than happy to help out with anything at a later date. And if I don't know the question, I know someone who does. Or sorry, if I don't know the answer, I know somebody who does know the answer, and they'll be happy to help as well.
Perfect. Hayden, do you mind also typing in your information maybe on the chat box?
Yes, I will do that right now.
Yep. While people are thinking of maybe questions, I do have some additional input. Just want to make sure that you take advantage of the benefit, right? Not only is our annual membership dues very low at $99, but also we do have a lot of benefits. And member services want to make sure that we bring value and that you are supported with your business for your time that you're volunteering and being a part of ARIA member. Also, just a friendly reminder for ARIA members, you do have ARIA Global as part of your membership, and that's additional benefit that we do offer that reaches outside of the United States. In fact, there was a recent event in Mexico, which is the first time that we've done an ARIA Global event, which is very, very successful. And next year, we are anticipating to make that trip to Vietnam. So if you haven't gone to Vietnam, for members, it is going to be a limited spot. So please make sure to mark your calendar for next year, Vietnam. I believe it's going to be in February. All right. With that, do we have any questions, Jazz?
No, not at the moment.
Okay, so Hayden, that means either they're not sure what to ask, or you did an amazing job. You've answered all their questions. So I do appreciate you and thank you for being a partner to us and providing the membership services benefit. ARIA, as you know, is already on to our 20-year anniversary, right? ARIA, Asian Real Estate Association of America, largest Asian nonprofit in the United States with over 44 chapters, including Canada. And again, being a partner especially in this market. I know that we can utilize these additional benefits to help your business grow. So, Hayden, I thank you for your time. We will go ahead and put this recording online. We will go ahead and push it out to our members, our member services, also with our local leadership, and I'm sure that you'll be receiving a lot of follow-up questions or contact. So, just want to thank you for your time today. And again, thank you, Compstak. Thank you, Jazz. We look forward to bringing you more webinars like today to continue to educate you. There is one question from Rika and Chavez is asking, is this for, sorry, just went away. You might be able
Is
to
this for
split.
realtors as a valuation tool? So by realtor, do you mean commercial realtor? We're only a commercial real estate platform. We don't have residential information as well. But a lot of commercial appraisers and valuation specialists do use our information in their reports. We have many users, thousands of users who are appraisers across the country, and the information is verified. And I'm happy to talk more about, if anyone's interested, how that information is verified. Our information is verified to such a high degree of confidence that they are comfortable using it in their reports. But that is, again, only for commercial real estate.
Excellent. So again, if you have any specifics or more detailed information needed, please contact Hayden Asheville, and you see his information there. Cell phone 714-380-4204. We have another question coming from an anonymous attendee. How are the lease details and extension escalations gathered? So I think
everything is gathered by market participants. So we have a network of over 35,000 brokers who are members of our platform, and they send that information in to us directly. So the way that I showed you how to submit comps, that is where all our information is gathered. All our information is gathered by market participants. It's completely free. And then that information goes through a very thorough verification process through our data team, which in my opinion is our company's biggest value add, is that you take market information and you can verify it. Or that we verify it, you can access the verified information. But all the information to comps, from starting rent to lease escalations, is submitted by brokers, appraisers, and researchers.
all right. I believe there's one more question. Let me see, Rika. Okay. Rika is asking, does ARIA have members going to Inman Connect 2023? I think
I am
that, yeah.
not sure that falls under my jurisdiction.
So, Rika, maybe that one we can take offline and provide more information and talks. I think it's sort of a general question at this point. If you have any specific questions relating to Compstak and its benefits and what Hayden can help answer for us today.
And I want to remind you, you each get 300 free credits to start out with. That's at least 10 premium comps. And it could be up to 60 historical comps. So make good use of that. And before it runs out, start sending us stuff so that you never have to worry about having enough credits.
Okay. Perfect. Charles Swanberg said they are amazing.
We do. We're known for our comps and also our socks. We have what's called comp socks. I meant to wear them today so I could show you.
Okay.
But they're very stylish.
All right. Thanks, Charles. Appreciate that. Charles is a commercial real estate agent for EXP in Southern
great.
California. Yeah, excellent. Well, I think the benefit piece, the presentation, the program, it's great. We know Comstock. Maybe a few things that you want to tell us about you, Hayden, because we are in a relationship business. So maybe some interesting fact about you and how did you get into maybe real estate? Maybe a short version of that, and then what are you into these days? With COVID and post COVID, 2023. What are you into these days?
So I got into real estate. You could say before I was born. I come from a long line of commercial real estate brokers, industrial brokers in Southern California. If any of you are in that market, you may know some of them. They're still very present. I went to USC, University of Southern California, and I studied real estate finance there. I did some time in brokerage, and I realized that I wanted to work more on the tech side of real estate. So after my time in brokerage during the pandemic, I actually moved to New York City, where I live now, and I started working at Compstak, and I've been here ever since. I love working on the tech side of real estate. I love kind of imagining the future of real estate and how technology can enable real estate in new and exciting ways. And on a personal note, I love the outdoors. I know that's ironic given that I live in a big city, but I love hiking, I love fishing, I love camping, and I love all that.
Excellent. Excellent.
And also looks like Rika has a question regarding, is this tool good for all regions of the US since it is based out of the East Coast?
Yes.
So yes, so you have access to national data, and on the platform in the top left, you will see what market you are selected to view. You can change that at any time. So we are headquartered in New York, but you can view it. So you're saying, refer you commercial accounts from Nevada. If you want to change to see markets in Nevada, you just go to the top left, click the market, go to the drop down in Nevada, and select which market within Nevada you want to see.
Perfect. Thank you. See if there's any more questions coming up. Want to thank Ritu, who was our referral contact that brought Compstak to ARIA and ARIA National. Ritu was the 2021 commercial chair that served with us. So thank you again to Ritu for helping Compstak become a partner for ARIA. All right.
Good to hear it.
Okay. If there's no other questions, I think we're right at about 30-minute mark, which is great for our YouTube. This will be permanent. Hayden, I believe this is your first live cast, you said?
First live webinar,
awesome.
But hopefully not the last.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You did a great job. And again, I'm sure that a lot of members will be looking forward to making connections with you. And thank you, Compstak, for being a partner. We do have our ARIA National Convention coming up in Chicago. I look forward to seeing everyone there from the 12th to the 14th at the Swiss Hotel. So, Hayden, if you can make your way there, we'd love to see you and be part of our 1,500 attendees to talk a little bit more about Compstak. So that's coming up. Okay, make sure you mark your calendar. We have early birds going on right now for members at a low $249, and that's not going to last very long. So please make sure that you register. Okay. All right. With that, thank you, Hayden, for your time in Compstak. Jazz, I believe this is a wrap. Again, this is Brian On, your Member Services Chair for 2023. ARIA Asian Real Estate Association America, focusing on sustainable home ownership through education, advocacy, and network. Want to encourage all of you to continue to utilize your membership benefits, including Compstak in Hayden, Asheville. All right. Thank you, sir. Have a great day, everyone.
Thanks for having me. Take care.